I'm happy to say that we finally have some more Pokemon Generation 10 leaks. And believe it or not, we actually have some leaks about Pokeopia, which is crazy because we literally pretty much haven't had any leaks about that game at all. Which, if you don't know what that is, it's another future Pokemon game coming out. I'm sure you probably do know what it is. But yeah, we finally have some Gen 10 stuff to go over, which is really interesting. Like some stuff from the Terra leak, which is so interesting. I just love talking about this stuff because it's so cool to think about. Like, bro, Gen 10 of Pokemon. Generation 10 is huge. That is crazy, bro. 10 generations of Pokemon over 30 years. Let me know, guys, what was your first ever generation? I'm pretty sure my first generation was Gen 3, but I don't remember. I know if it wasn't Gen 3, it was Gen 4. I don't remember exactly, though. It's been so long. Okay, so Central League's coming out again from the Terra League, restating a bunch of stuff about the next 5 years of Pokemon games, guys. 2026 Pokemon Wind and Wave. The game is actually literally called Wind and Wave. So we know it's actually called Wind and Wave, which is kind of crazy. And it's based on Southeast Asia. It's not Greece. We all thought it was Greece. The leaks were saying it was Greece, but it's not Greece, guys. It's actually Southeast Asia. And then 2027, we have the Wind and Wave DLC. And then the next game, 2028 or 2029, I think it's going to be delayed a whole year, is Legends Galar, the third ever Legends game. And I know we have talked about this before, but Centro is like restating it, so it's interesting to talk about. So, and then the next game after that is going to be the Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh MMO. If you don't know what an MMO is, it's like basically where there's a bunch of online actual players in real time with you. You know, Club Penguin is a perfect example. And of course, we have Poke MMO, which is not an official Pokemon game. That's just made by like the fans. Like, that game is awesome. Like, that game is so well built, and I just can't believe we're finally getting a real, like, actual official Pokemon game as an MMO. I think that is so awesome. I cannot wait for that. And it's going to be Johto, Kanto, and Hoenn, and also Sinnoh. And I swear it said Kitakami before, but I don't know. So that's crazy. I can't wait to see what that looks like. And I wonder what the animation, like the graphics, like what are those going to look like? Is it going to be the top-down style? I would actually kind of hope so. I think that'd be awesome. But I don't know. Are they going to go with the open world style? Who knows? Let me know. Would you rather have open world or the top-down, kind of like the OG, like sprite version of a Pokemon game? And then 2030, we have Generation 11, which is crazy. Central did also say that things can be delayed or canceled. That's the latest information that we have, which is crazy. I still think that Legends Galar is going to be 2029, and then the Kanto Johto, you know, MMO is going to probably be like 2030, and then I think Gen 11 is going to be 2031. I think that they're going to skip a year. Maybe not, though. They might not. This could still be how it happens. I don't think anything is going to change because games, they need like their development time, right? Games take a really long time to really fully be developed. So that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, Pokemon Wind and Wave, even though the name did get leaked, it's probably still going to be called Wind and Wave because they probably have had years of development into this game already. We have more to talk about. So don't go away yet. This is not all I'm talking about. And this one is insane. So this is a full proposal of Pokemon Wind and Wave. Like, what I mean by that is a PowerPoint presentation explaining like exactly the thoughts behind everything. And here's what's unfortunate about this. I can't actually like show you guys the proposal itself, but I'm gonna break it down for you on camera because if I show it, it's like from the actual Game Freak files. I can't show it because I will get in trouble for that, but it's crazy. And then we're gonna talk about the Pokeopia stuff, which the Pokeopia stuff is extremely interesting. So over here, I'm gonna break it down for you guys. Again, I'm so sorry I cannot show you guys this because I will get in some deep trouble. So it says Pokemon Wind and Wave. There's a bunch of pictures of like huge waves, like a tsunami, a tornado, big clouds. There's an island, there's a fire, a tree on fire, and there's like some forest jungle vibes going on as well. There's also a surfer in there, which hopefully we get to use surf again and, you know, have fun with that in the game. The next slide is just more pictures of storms. We got a forest, we have people swimming because it seems like we're going to actually be able to swim underwater in this game. There's a jungle picture and stuff. There's mud, there's white water rafting. There's even parasailing. So who knows? Maybe we're going to be able to parasail in this Pokemon game. That sounds crazy to me. I've been wanting a dive feature in an open world Pokemon game literally since open world Pokemon games even existed. So I'm stoked at this game. It seems like we're going to be able to actually explore underwater like in a big way, not just like in one confined area. The next slide says Titan, and there's a bunch of animals, and there are people riding a lot of different animals because it seems like we're going to pretty much be able to ride almost every Pokemon. From the leaks, I'm pretty sure it stated that we were going to be able to ride on like bigger Pokemon, and smaller Pokemon we could still interact with, but like probably not like, you know, ride them because we would break them. There's a person riding a camel, a dolphin, an elephant, an ostrich. There's, you know, there's birds and stuff. Super cool. There's a big butterfly. There's an orangutan, which is insane. The next slide is kind of weird. This one is maybe more of like the vibe that they want to give off. There's a picture of the movie Jumanji with The Rock. There's the Philippines Coast Guard in here. That's crazy. Some more fire, more parasailing, kind of like some fantasy stuff going on, like a big robot. The next slide says Titan Gaia, which Titan is the codename for Scarlet and Violet, and then Gaia is the codename for Generation 10. So I don't really know what that means. There's nothing else. Like it literally doesn't say anything else here. And there's a picture of what seems like a customizable Pokemon, which is interesting. And then another picture of an island. And then we have another picture of an island with a bunch of like random stuff that doesn't really make any sense. And that was it. So essentially, this entire presentation is just kind of like ideas of what they want to actually implement into Generation 10. Totally excited for the dive feature. Diving, it seems like it's going to be based in the jungle, which one of the leakers, I can't remember who it was, somebody said it's going to be like Xenoblade Chronicles X. So it's going to have like this really cool peak jungle exploration vibe to it, which I think is awesome. It seems like we're going to be in the islands. There's going to be a bunch of islands, maybe a bunch of like different jungle islands. It's going to be really cool to see. I am so excited. I remember early on too, there were leaks about there being floating islands. I wonder if that's still going to be a thing. I mean, there weren't any floating islands in this presentation, but there were, paragliders. So I don't know if that is a reference to maybe floating islands. Who knows? I think a floating island or two would be really cool. I think it'd be super sick to see that. I just can't wait to see more. We will definitely get more Generation 10 leaks in the next couple of weeks, because if they're going to announce this, Pokemon Day 2026, which is February 27th, 2026, that is quite literally just a couple of months away. If they're going to announce this game then, we will totally be getting some more leaks before then. And then just imagine leaks that are going to come after that. They're going to follow right after the announcement. Like the months and, weeks after the announcement, it's going to be crazy, especially since we have all the other Pokemon games like, Pokeopia, we have Gen 11, we have Legends Galar and stuff. So I think right now, Gen 10 is probably going to be the biggest game for these leaks. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss all the news and leaks for Pokemon Gen 10, Gen 11. It's crazy, guys. And I'm also doing a giveaway with my bro Nintendo, by the way. But we are doing a giveaway for the ZA DLC, the Mega Dimension DLC. So all you have to do to enter the win is join our Discord server, and the rules are there. The Discord is free. The whole giveaway is free to enter. We just want to give back to you guys because you guys mean a lot to us. And I know it's not like the biggest giveaway ever. Eventually, one day, as Nintendo and I both grow, we want to do bigger and better giveaways for you guys because it's so cool and it's so fun to give back. So yeah, join the Discord server. Link is in the description down below. And go to the giveaway entries channel in the Discord server, and the rules are there, and it's easy and free. So anyways, let's get back to the leaks. Okay, so there's an actual fully complete prototype of Pokeopia, which is crazy. Somebody got the entire code, and originally it looked a lot like Stardew Valley, more so how it does now. Like now it kind of looks like Minecraft mixed with like Animal Crossing in a way, but originally it looked a lot like Stardew Valley. So this picture on the screen is actually Stardew Valley. It's not the game, but it's interesting. So it says you would assign your Pokemon to build and harvest resources. Center also said, interestingly, Pokeopia was originally entirely a Game Freak project. It was later that they decided to outsource it to Koei Tecmo. I'm not really sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but the game was gonna look completely different. So like that art style that they went with is super interesting. I mean, I think the game looks kind of cool. I'm excited for it. I'm definitely going to be playing Pokeopia. Let me know, are you guys going to play this game? It's going to be a Switch 2 exclusive, which is so bizarre but here's the reason why. The reason why is probably because they want to have Gen 10 Pokemon in it. So that's probably why, because Gen 10 is going to be a Switch 2 exclusive. And if Gen 10 is a Switch 2 exclusive, and if they want those Pokemon to be in Pokeopia, Pokeopia has to be a Switch 2 exclusive. Which I know is kind of unfortunate for those people that won't be able to get a Switch 2 at this moment. But somebody also asked how much money they invested into the development of the game. Centra said we don't know that, but the game originally got canceled and then restarted development, so it probably wasn't cheap. That's crazy. So they canceled the whole game. Well, seriously, like from what it looked like originally, the Stardew Valley vibes, it is a completely different game. So it seems interesting that they did that. I really wonder why they switched the art design like that. Central also said that the Generation 10 development plans started in 2021. So like I said, it takes years for them to start developing these games. They gotta think about all the regions, all the Pokemon they want. They gotta think about everything they want in this game. Anyways, that is all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. There's so much more to talk about just for everything. Like it's so insane. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss out on all these Pokemon news and leaks. It's a crazy time right now. But anyways, if you are real and watching this far in the video, comment down below cheese. The word cheese to confuse those people who are not watching this far in the video. Anyways, I hope you guys all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.